Good morning, Jets Nation. Welcome to the Jets Show. And the Jets are 2-2 and have a record of 500 in the month of October. I probably never said those words as a Jets fan before. This is crazy, but let's go ahead and talk about the good and the bad from yesterday's win. Starting off with the bad, Zach Wilson did throw 2 interceptions, and those 2 picks did lead to 10 of Pittsburgh's 20 points. Obviously, throwing 2 interceptions isn't ideal. I wouldn't necessarily say that Zach Wilson played bad today, though, despite throwing 2 interceptions. It's kind of just a tale of 2 halves. First half, he didn't play good. Second half, he played good. You put that together, and he played all right on the day. End of story. Hopefully we can see Zach Wilson kind of, shake off some of this rust, become a little more on point on some of his throws as the season, builds on and builds on. But the performance we saw from him in the second half definitely gives me a lot of hope that he can be this franchise quarterback. But a reason why Zach Wilson was off point on some of his throws was because the offensive line really didn't play that good today. Yes, we only allowed 1 sack, which on paper sounds like a good thing, but if you really dive deep into the analytics, we allowed 22 pressures, 4 QB hits, and none of that's ideal. It forced Zach Wilson to be on his feet all the time, which just disrupted plays, and that's just not amazing. But of course, what else are you going to expect from an offensive line that is starting 2 backups? You're not going to expect much from that unit. And with all the shuffling we're going to be doing, and there's going to be a different offensive line rotation next week, most likely, this offensive line probably isn't going to be, amazing this year. We're just going to have to rely on Zach Wilson's ability to escape from sacks. We also saw our wide receivers drop some passes today, and that was an issue for us last year, and it still looks like it's an issue for us this year. Obviously, Tyler Conklin had the drop pass that led to an interception. Garrett Wilson had some drops that would have set the New York Jets up in really good position to get a first down, or would have even gave us a first down, but because he dropped it, we obviously couldn't do that. So, we just have to clean up our drops, and CJ Mosley was getting cooked by Pat Freiermuth today. Now, the Jets did run a different defensive formation today because Quincy Williams was out. We only had 2 starting linebackers instead of the usual 3, so maybe the new formation kind of messed up CJ Mosley, but it overall helped out the Jets defense today because the Jets arguably had their best defensive performance today, and that leads us into the good. The defense was amazing today. LaMarcus Joyner and the Jets safety group just played awesome. We had 4 interceptions today. Of course, LaMarcus Joyner had 2. Jordan Whitehead had 1, and Michael Carter II also had 1 as well. I mean, the Jets safeties just stepped up huge today. They made a lot of clutch plays, and have just proved all the haters wrong because the first 3 games of the season, let's be honest, Jordan Whitehead, LaMarcus Joyner really didn't play that good. They were hearing all this negativity. They were hearing all the things that were being said about them, and they took it the right way and responded in the best way possible. Pass rush also came alive in today's game. Carl Lawson, Jermaine Johnson, and Quentin Williams all got sacks. Carl Lawson looked pretty good in today's game, and as the season builds along, I feel like Carl Lawson is going to get better and better as he recovers more from his Achilles tear. Carl Lawson is just going to become more and more of a beast, and as Jermaine Johnson starts to get some more snaps, we're going to see him play a lot better too, and of course Quentin Williams is just an absolute beast. But back to what we were talking about Zach Wilson earlier. As I said, he played really good in the second half. Now, his overall stats on the day, he completed 18 of his 36 passes for 252 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 receiving touchdown, and of course the 2 interceptions. As I said earlier, it was a tale of 2 halves, and in the second half, Zach Wilson stepped up huge. He made a ton of good throws, a lot of good decisions, just looked really calm, cool, and collective in the pocket, and was just zipping throws across the field, and was fitting them in some pretty tight windows too. So Zach Wilson just played awesome, especially in the 4th quarter. So Zach Wilson just really stepped up big in today's game. Breece Hall also scored his first rushing touchdown of his career, and it was also the game winner. And the run defense also was pretty solid in this game too. We only allowed 119 yards on the ground. Najee Harris only had 74 on the day. So it looks like this Jets run defense actually is pretty good. But that is all of the takeaways I had from yesterday's win. What are you guys' thoughts on the dub? Next week we play the Miami Dolphins on our home turf. Going to be an interesting game. Are the Dolphins going to be without Tua Tagovailoa? We shall see. But I am your host, Jets, signing off for now. See you guys later. Peace.